already. I met you, Mr. Mayor, I met you a number of times on different occasions. Anyway, my question to you, sir, is, as a mayor, you push too hard on the light rail system. And a lot of people, in my opinion, in Charlotte, they need more roads than a light rail system, which is very few riders will be there, rather than simply you can use to push down the roads and so forth. That's for you, sir. Ma'am, for you, being in the Senate, in the Raleigh Assembly, North Carolina is rated number 48 in education. What you need to push it too hard to become a better education state, being there for 13 years. I just want to ask what that is. That's my question, please.
Mr. Mayor, do you want to go first?
Let me first say it's a total transit system. It's just not light rail. No one mode of transportation will work in this city. You've got to have a combination of roads, buses, trains, sidewalks, paths. The more choice you have, the more successful we're going to have to deal with this future growth that is coming to Charlotte. Regarding the light rail in this area, the next line that will most likely be any federal funding source will go through the NODOT area and then all the way toward UNCC and connect the campus of UNCC with downtown Charlotte. I think that has the best opportunity of any future line, especially because of its ability to get matching federal funds. And that is something I'm extremely excited about for this area because it does give an alternative. There's only so much more I-85 can be widened. And we need to prepare for the alternative over that, and we need to help in that area provide that alternative.
Thank you. We have other people to ask questions. Thank you. Ms. Earl, the question to you is on education.
The state of North Carolina is doing an awful lot as relates to educating our kids. We put an awful lot of money into the education system. There are many efforts that are being made, more than I can go into at this particular point. We are trying to bring our teachers to the national average. We are doing lateral transfers for teachers. We are doing an awful lot in trying to bring our rating up, and I'm not sure that it is that we are ranking 48. I'm not sure if that's where we are ranking, but as I said, we are doing an awful lot as far as trying to bring our rating up. We have the ABC programs. We are involved in the No Child Left Behind, and there are an awful lot of programs that are trying to bring our children up to the national average.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Janet Ballard, and I am from the Back Creek Church area. And my question is about development in that area. I don't see how there could be that much traffic on Mallard Creek because all of it's on Back Creek Church Road anymore. But my concern is that it does appear to be that there is so much development so rapidly there in that area, and I know you mentioned tree ordinances, but it's hard for me to know that there are those when I ride past areas like Caldwell Road when it's a dust bowl now. And so if you could enlighten us a little bit on what types of ordinances or requirements or stipulations, and if there's any halt planned for large-scale developers who seem to have a lot of money to back their voice as opposed to perhaps the rest of us. So if you could help me with that, I appreciate it.
Regarding specific ordinances that we require, there is a tree ordinance that was passed about 5 or 6 years ago, which saves a certain percentage of trees must be saved, and then a certain percentage of trees must be replanted. It's much more complex than we ever anticipated because there are certain types of trees that are specified too about the size, the width that we want to keep, and others that are just kind of low-hanging bushes that we allow more cutting down. But there is a requirement to replant trees. By the way, not just in residential developments, but in the old shopping centers where I think the east side and the west side are being impacted by it. You notice there are no trees in the parking lots. The new developments in this area, we require some green space and even some parking and walkways within the developments of both commercial and residential. And I hope we do enforce those rules. Occasionally we do have developers that break the rules, and there's pretty heavy fines against that if they do that. And if you have any reports of that being broken, please let us know, and we'll contact the developer.
But are there any plans, because I didn't make this clear, to slow down the growth in that area until the traffic and those roads can accommodate it?
What we do on the city council is prior to any zoning, if anyone puts any zoning above and beyond the current that's allowed, this city council has been pretty conservative in allowing more density in areas where the streets and roads can't handle it. But if you already are zoned for single family, we do not have the control to stop that from occurring by law.
Ms. Earl?